high exposure to toxins or you're under tremendous amount of stress, mental stress can also cause oxidative stress in your body. So when that happens...
Does it feel like anything? I mean, I think for
Yes.
people who are in tune to how their body feels, they'll feel off, and maybe they'll even feel, acid reflux or, indigestion, just things that either they feel sluggish, they feel tired. But how do you point? Is there a way to know that in particular is what's causing it?
You don't, but what happens is that we know in literature that the oxidative stress is linked to so many diseases. I'm talking about viral infections, bacterial infections, autoimmune diseases. There's so many issues that are out there that are linked to oxidative stress that we want to make sure that we keep it low at all times. And so having proper source of glutathione is going to minimize the risk of getting a whole lot of diseases in the future. So,
I believe that, they're called essential amino acids for a reason, and being able to get a wide range of essential amino acids into your body. I mean, it's the core of what I talk about in my book. Without it, we can't regulate our hormones. We have a hard time sleeping. We have no sex drive. We have a hard time maintaining a healthy metabolism. I mean, it's so integral to our body's ability to regulate its necessary systems. And I think, when you look at people who are maybe, excluding certain food groups from their diet, would you say that, just curious, would you say that people who are maybe practicing vegans or vegetarians or maybe, like I said, excluding certain food groups maybe have more of a tendency to be deficient here?
So deficiency in glutathione?
Yeah.
So the glutathione comes from meat source as well, and also comes from vegetarian sources. The biggest place to get your cysteine, which is one of the essential amino acids, the quickest way is to get from whey isolate. So it's not vegan, it's not meat, but the whey isolates will get you highest amount of cysteine in your diet to produce the glutathione. Being said that, I strongly believe that each person has to look at their body and figure out what's the right diet for them. I mean, there's so many theories out there that, hey, there's a diet for each blood type, there's a diet for each ethnicity. I personally believe that the diet needs to be something that is personal, and you should eat what brings pleasure to your body, not to your tongue. And so I was eating meat all my life until about 4.5 years ago, I went vegetarian. And the reason is because that diet suits my needs. And since I went on a vegetarian diet, I've been monitoring my body weight, my fat content, my muscle mass. And initially I did lose my muscle mass for the first 3 months or so. But with the proper exercise, the right type of food, I gained the muscle mass back, and I am better than before I was eating all my meats.
I love it. And I really believe that. I believe that you can practice a really, really healthy approach to eating without the need for animal protein. But that's where combining foods and making sure you're getting your array of essential amino acids is really important. I think it's harder to be kind of lazy with your food choices, if you will. Let's talk a little bit about your book. So if you can kind of just explain the premise of your book, I think it's fascinating.
Okay. So the book, again, when I first discovered glutathione, it was about 11 years ago. I was talking to my family members, and every year during the family get-togethers, we meet up for Thanksgiving or Christmas or Mother's Day. There's always going to be events going on, and people will ask me the same question over and over and over. Does glutathione help with this condition? Does glutathione help with that condition? Does glutathione does this? I just got sick and tired of explaining my own family member and so then I realized that it's not that they don't understand, it's just that I was giving them information in bits and pieces. And so they had more questions than answers when I gave them the information. So hence, 2.5 years ago, I started the journey of compiling all the information I have on glutathione and see if I can and get it down into a digestible form of information to my patients. So I wrote this book especially for my patients so they can read it, but I have given enough citations for the physicians so that way whatever I say in the book has been cross-referenced. So if a physician wants to pick up this book, they can read through it and they can get the information, the background of where I'm coming from in the citations in the back. So the book is really the way I talk to my family on a daily basis. I said, hey, this is what you have to do. And so I put a lot of stories in there. I have a lot of patients that have shared their journey, their success stories with it. So I'm very happy that I got this information out there right now, because now my time I spend with my family has reduced where I'm not the one talking anymore.
So. I love it. And it's called The Glutathione Revolution, Fight Disease, Slow Aging, and Increase Energy with a Master Antioxidant. We will include a link to your book in the show notes. And maybe, I don't know, maybe we could even give away one. I won't put you on the spot. You can think about that. But I'm really enjoying it. And I think that I really do love your writing style because it makes it just so relevant and easy to absorb, no pun intended. And I think simplifying this, because I think sometimes people will see a word or they'll look at nutrition and they just kind of phase out because it's just too technical. So I kudos to you for making it simple. You shared with me a cool story about your dad. Can you just summarize what happened when he started taking it?
So my dad, bless his heart, he's 85 years of age right now. And of course, like every dad that's out there who has worked, he was a farmer as well. He was a businessman and a farmer. And, he worked very hard in his life, but never took care of his health in the sense that he did his yoga, he did his little bit of exercise, but then he also had to raise a family. So he was busy working all the time, like all of us are doing today. And of course, not having proper eating habits and developed all kinds of diseases. He had type 2 diabetes, he has arthritis, pain all the time. But today, at the age of 85, I am happy to announce that he's in much better shape today than I first saw him 15 years ago when he moved to the United States with us. And the reason I say that is because we had to do some minor modification in his diet and his exercise regimen. But then he also started taking the glutathione the last 10 years. He's been doing the proper supplementation that we recommended for him 15 years ago. And he always says that, you know what, I'll just do whatever you tell me to do. I'm not going to question you. And so he was being a very good student and a patient where he did exactly what we asked him to do. And today, I mean, he has no longer pain from his arthritis anymore. He still has diabetes, but is very well controlled. And I mean, he does eat everything and anything he wants it, but his sugar levels are always under check. And he goes to see the doctors regularly. He's only been to the hospital twice for one night each.
How long did it take before you started to see some of those symptoms, completely go away?
So everybody's different. And the people that have the worst condition gets the best results.
Sure.
Because they're so far out. They're so far out there that even a slight level of increase in glutathione in the body, they're going to see a dramatic difference in their life.
I love it.
Versus people that are so much in tune with their body, like a lot of my NFL athletes, they're so in tune with the body that even a slight change in their running and their oxygen carrying capacity, they can feel it. For me, if I ran a mile in 7 minutes, I'm okay if I do it in 6 minutes and 55 seconds, right? No big deal. But for an athlete, that's a humongous
Every second
deal.
counts. Yeah, that's a huge difference. Yeah, I've started using it, so I'm going to document my journey for everybody listening too, so you can see and follow along. I'm on day 3 now, and I had probably one of the best sleeps in my life last night, which felt really good because I've been not sleeping great lately, which sleep is never a problem for me. I guess it's just the stress of the world and the times that we're living in right now. So that was a good thing. That was positive for me.
Yes, that's a good sign. That means that means your body's getting relaxed.
Exactly. And I think, it's just another hack. It's a biohack, to tell you the truth. When you can take something like this and give your body what it needs and you see the results, it really is a way of slowing down the clock, reversing cell degeneration and oxidation, which is exactly what causes aging and disease, and can give you a new outlook and lease on life, which is amazing. Nayan, really, thank you so much for your wisdom, for your time, and for these amazing resources. I think this has been so informative.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Hey, thank you so much for listening to this week's episode. I know you have a lot of choices out there of what to listen to, what to watch, so it means a lot to me that you're here with me. And hey, if you love this content, would you hit the subscribe button? I want you around. I don't want you to just show up for one episode and leave. I want you here, part of the conversation, a seat at this table. And while you're at it, would you share this with your friends and family? And if you take a screenshot and share it on your social media with a hashtag RFYBL for Recipes for Your Best Life, I'll make sure to personally give you a shout out, and you may just be featured right here on the show. So until next time, here's to living deliciously and being the chef of your best life.